Hello, I am going to be doing the second part of my journaling by 5's. I'm just trying to get over to regular YouTube where I can see the comments. And I am actually still inking some edges, so if you'll bear with me for a second, I will finish those up, and then we will get started with the journaling by 5's steps 4, 5, and the optional step 6. And then we will get started. Journaling by 5 steps 4, 5, and the optional step 6. And we will get started. Journaling by 5 steps 4, 5, and the optional step 6. And we will get started. Journaling by 5 steps. Okay, so sorry about that. I forgot to turn off my speaker in here. I'm just going to journal since I appear to be the only person in here and I'm talking to myself. I'll go ahead and finish up the inking on these edges and see if anybody's going to join me today or if it will just be a festival of one. Regardless, I will finish this up because I have to prep starting today for the new one on Saturday. Hope everybody had a fun New Year's Eve last night, and that you're going to have an amazing, crafty, fun, prosperous, relatively peaceful 2020. A lot of people were saying last night they were glad to see the backside of 2019. And I can't say that I disagree. You know, it wasn't, the first part of it wasn't too bad, but the end of it, well, I guess the last quarter kind of sucked. But it is what it is. I think there's a tendency that by the end of every year you hate that year, even if good things kind of happen. There did seem to be a general consensus that not so great things were happening quite a bit in at least part of 2019. And it wasn't like necessarily anything global. Not that there's not, awful things going on globally. But that's a lot of personal stuff that, everybody was dealing with something that was difficult to get through. And so looking at 2020 as a fresh start, which is a good thing. So I've just got a few words to do up here, and then we will get on the road here. My guess is there's still quite a few people sleeping off last night's festivities. I was in the Pink Pool New Year's Eve party for a little while last night, and they were a little schnockered. So I would imagine quite a few people are sleeping in, or maybe just getting started, or just having a lazy day. Still a little cold here in Vegas for here. I'm not saying that it's cold, like it is other places, because there are certainly much colder places elsewhere. But for us desert weenies, it has been cold for us. So just shortly was going to do this early, but I wound up signing up for that hop, and I spent a couple days prepping for the 20s thing that I did. I did a little envelope yesterday. There's a picture of it up on my Facebook, if anybody's interested. I did part of it on a live, which aired last night. And then I finished it up watching the Pink Poodles New Year's Eve party. I myself did not drink anything because I'm not really a drinker. But I still had a good time. And didn't realize that midnight had come and gone until about 15 after. Bima was sitting at her desk doing some work, and I was sitting over here contemplating going to bed, and I looked over the clock and it was 12:15. And I said, well, Happy New Year. And she was like, well, Happy New Year. And that was the extent of it. Her hubby was already in bed because he has to do the evil 4-letter thing this morning. So he had to get up today. And I didn't see any fireworks last night because I was too wimpy and I didn't bundle up and go out and look and see if they... I'm sure we can see them from here, the ones they do out on the strip. But I heard some going off. And of course, you know, there's Harry and Ginger and her son's 2 dogs. And dogs just don't seem to like fireworks very much. You know, it's hard for them every year. A couple of times a year that, you know. Hi, Louise. How are you this morning? Did you have a lovely New Year celebration last night? I'm just inking up some edges and then I'm going to get going on this one. I was just talking about, you know, I had planned to do this in advance, but Laura talked me into doing that Night Roaring 20s project. And when I say she talked me into it, she said, hey, do you want to do this thing? And I went, okay. And then I really struggled with getting started on it. And I think it all came together okay. There's a picture of it over on my Facebook of the completed thing. I just got some words that I'm not going to edge the dark words, but some of these are light, so just really quick edging them because I did not get to it while I was plotting my Roaring 20s envelope project. Thank you. The least entertaining thing you can do, except maybe watching glue dry, right? Okay. So this is the journaling by 5's that I'm finishing up today. I did steps 1 to 3 on Saturday last. Today we're doing steps 4 and 5. And I may or may not do the optional step 6. I'm going to take a look at it once we're done with this part and the doodling and see if I feel like at the moment adding anything in. You know, because sometimes you look at a thing and you think, oh, that's all right. And sometimes you look at a thing and you're like, oh, that's just horrible. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Louise. I hope that you'll find it enjoyable. I had a good time making it, but I'll tell you what, I really, aside from, you know, the iconic images, flappers, gangsters, prohibition, the Depression, I really don't know that much about the 1920s. So maybe I will do some reading this year since everything old is new again. The 20s have come back around. Hopefully no depression in this one. Hi, Robin. Thank you. Happy New Year to you. But, I imagine we'll see some things come back around as the decade and the year progress. There was jazz and some really amazing things did happen in the 20s. There was also some, gangsters and all stuff like that, which it's iconic, but I can't imagine it was actually fun for some people when it was happening. All right, I think the rest of these are dark enough that I don't need to etch them. So I've just picked out a stack of words and a stack of images. I have a few more images and words than I have pages, but because sometimes you get to working and you're like, I'm just not going to use that image. So I didn't want to just stick with 20. Hi, Natasha. Happy New Year to you. So sometimes I'm going to move these off because what I'm going to do, I promised myself I'm not going to try and pick and choose because, we're going to set the timer for 15 minutes. What did I do with my little notey book? Amy, what did you do with your notebook? Okay, so here we are. So on Saturday, we did paint and ink, which was our background, step 1. Step 2, collage, recycled, etc. for texture. Step 3, stamps and stencils for pattern. Today we are doing steps 4 and 5, which is 4 is focal images and words, and 5 is pens, pencils, markers, paint, pens, that sort of thing. It's the doodling phase for detail. So that's what we'll be doing today. And there is an optional step 6, which I said I'm not sure that I'm going to 100% do it, but the option is there. So we shouldn't be on more than an hour, especially if I don't do step 6. I'm pulling up my timer here. So if you will give me just a moment. Here we are. Not that one. We want the timer. So here it is. This is my timer. It comes on the screen because I'm not live on my own live. If you really can't see that, can you? Get up there. I'm setting it for 15 minutes. And check the chat box. Okay, I said hi to everybody. I am doing okay. How have you been? All right, so here we go. If we can get it on the screen. Hey, Curly, how are you today? So I'm getting that on the screen, and we're off on the gluing portion of this adventure. Okay, so I'm going to move my words off, and like I said, the plan here is just to pick words and pictures as they come along and go with it, and the cord is totally in the way. Okay, so there's you can see I'm going to put the stack off to one side. I've got my glue stick. I have backup glue sticks around here somewhere. I did want these two. So, I may regret choosing such tall pages. Okay, just glue, Amy, just glue, because you have no time. Okay, so remember, 40 seconds a page to get a word, at least one word and one image done. So I should have got, let me get something to glue on top of, because I don't want to have glue all over the, oops, don't fold up on yourself. Did everybody have did you have fun on your special New Year's Eve surprise with your husband, Curly? I was sad that you couldn't participate in the hop because I was really looking forward to seeing what you made. I did make the envelope. Oh, thanks, Curly. Hi, Sheila. So there's the first one, and I'll just set those off to the side for now. It's not 100% perfect, but I think we've all discovered that journaling by 5's is not a trying to be perfect activity. So I wanted to use glue stick for this, even though it's not actually, my favorite thing, because things have a tendency to pop loose no matter how much glue stick you put on them. But I did, because the next step is doodling. I did not want to have a bunch of wet glue on here, because even if I dried it with the heat gun, I'm going to be using paint pens for the most part. And we all know that paint pens and wet glue do not mix. That is brains. I do have a fairly good collection of words and images. So we're going to try and fit her on here. I just really like her. She seems so calm and peaceful. And we all use a little bit more of that in our lives. Did you have a good time though, Curly? All that matters is you had a good time. Time with hubby is always good. At least I think it is. Not having one myself. But, if you love somebody enough to stay married to them, spending time with them is probably a very good thing. All right, so we can cut off that side end. Well, let's see what word we get. Because I am not even looking. I'm just plucking one off the pile. I don't even have the pictures spread out so I can pluck one at random. This is just going to be how they are in the pile, which was kind of random in itself. Okay. Can we think of meditation as a revolution? Probably. Oh, stop beaming at me. Okay. Well, this will be interesting. I'm not 100% sure I can fit this all the way on there, but I am going to do my best. I literally closed my eyes and plucked images out of my box. So I wound up with some interesting combinations of things. I've got this angry guy this is from a Video Gamer magazine, I think. And then I've got the meditating lady. So just goes to show you never can tell what you're going to get. Thank you. This is so far out of my comfort zone, but we'll have to do a little trimming. There's got a little bit of stuff hanging over the edge, but not too terribly bad. Let's look at where we are with the timer. 9 minutes. I got to step it up. I got to step up my game. Oops, that one needs a word. Okay. I'm going to have to cut this one into 2. I wasn't sure it was going to fit in that way onto the piece because it's very long. We'll just put that on there. I maybe should have given myself a few extra minutes because I'm using glue stick, but it feels like cheating. And the cord is totally in the way. Thank you, Curly. And I also, just by choosing them randomly, man, did I wind up with some really big images. Sheila, it is a butt. You're right. Naked man butt. You like that one? I think there's another one in here you're going to like. That happens to be the only potentially risky thing in here. Okay. And then somebody's going to be running a vacuum cleaner somewhere in the house because I saw them cart it off. Something happened. I don't even want to look at the timer. The way I'm in the living room or the media room today, not in my bedroom. So I can't see the timer quite as easily based on where it is. So oops. Stick, darn you. Ah. Don't we all a little bit, Sheila? Every now and then you're like, nice butt. Okay, I don't need all these ones. I'll go with this one. I'm sure I'll have to go back and glue some of these on because I'm not even trying real hard to get this. On here. Ah, come off there. Okay. I'm gonna put it right there. Because I've done a lot of collages in the past, but usually I spend a lot of time hemming and hawing over all of the. Uh-oh. Hold on, I gotta pause my timer. I'm out of glue stick. How can we be out of glue stick? Pause. Okay. I am pausing my timer because I don't think glue stick failure should count against me. Where's my extra glue stick? Okay, so Levi's. What is that beeping, squeaking noise? There's a fan out in the living room. And it helps because the ceilings in here are really high. It helps. Did you need something or just?
So you're talking to me?
No.
Okay.
You're good. The ceilings are really high, so the ceiling fan has to be on to push the heat down because you know heat rises. So it's just in there squeaking away. And okay, Amy, resume the timer. And it is quite loud. Sometimes I have trouble sleeping at night because it's squeaky. I can hear it all the way even in the bedroom. But if we don't have it on, oh wow, it's the same word on both sides. How unexpected is that? I did not realize that. That's funny. Okay, we are down to 3.5 minutes. And I still have quite a bit of, I gotta move this timer. It's right in my way. Feathers go away because I already got a feather. And we don't really need 4 feathers. Oh, for the love of God. I think I have another glue stick out here in the drawer, but this one just died. I think I might be able to get the word on before there you go. There's the other manly thing that I found. I couldn't resist. Putting that in my pile. It was sitting on the top and I was going to dive in for another image, and that's the end of that glue stick. I'll put the word on here and then I'll pause the timer again. I thought that first one was nearly a new glue stick, but clearly not. Okay, hold on. Pausing the timer. And you like a hairy chest? Well, he got energy. Energy was his word. Would might. I don't know. I'm not a hairy chest person myself, but you know, most men are hairy, so you just gotta work with it. Now, where did that glue stick go? I know I had like 3 of them in here. Of course, now that I want a glue stick, no glue stick anywhere. I just looked at them. I swear to goodness. Here we go. Aha! All right, I'm grabbing 2 of these just in case because I think they're new, but I thought the one I was using was brand new. Okay, so moving on. Okay. All right, here we go. Not normally a bird person, but I have this naturalist magazine that had these 2 birds on the cover, and they were so big that it just felt like I had to use them. Here. But it's that shiny paper and it does not want to stick. I'll just go with tack down for now. Okay. Still have quite a pile. I do not know if I'm going to make it. Get off the glue stick. Suppose we'll put that down there. These images go together, so I'm going to put them both on here. Ah! Okay. Come on. Put that right there. Okay. Little girl. This is actually a photograph. It came in a frame I got from Goodwill at some point. So I don't know how well that's going to actually stick. There she is. Oops. No, stay right there. Stay. Next image. Oh boy, I don't know if this one's actually going to fit. Wish me luck. I think this one's out of a gamer magazine too. The downside of picking things randomly with your eyes closed is sometimes you wind up with stuff and you're like, I'm not even sure that's going to fit. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Just barely. Okay, he needs a word. There we go. Now they're just words falling all around me. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. Well, that can't be a good sign. Now somebody's carpet cleanering. Okay, last one. Oh my gosh. 14 seconds. So I'm going to pick the word and the, I don't know what's on the other side. We're taking that word. Ah! You're fine. 14 seconds. Whoops. Oops. Okay. I already had the glue on this, so I'm going to put it down. And I'm sorry I have not been looking at the chat because I knew I was getting low. Oh, I'm all over the room. Say hi to Bima, everybody. Say hi to Bima, everybody. Okay. Hi, Nina. How are you? Let's see. Did I miss anybody? There's Bima and... Oh, we've got just a pile of stuff over here that's extra. Okay. Yes, you can. I can always cover anything I don't like later in the free play session. And no skinny jeans. Yeah, skinny jeans are for young girls, not boys. Okay, so I'm gonna cut the edges off this because the next part is, and we get a little. You do get a little. Heidi, I have like, okay. Let me put the glue stick somewhere good, and we just trim up these edges, and we can chat for a minute in between steps because you're allowed to do that. In the original video by Shannon Green, she said you're allowed to have a little tidy up time. You know, cut your edges, dry your stuff if you need to, set up for the next step. So, and maybe glue down some of the stuff that's not 100% stuck. At least it's slightly better than it is. So I'm going to take that time and make sure things like this guy's head doesn't just come flying off the page. At this point, I will not add anything extra. I did tack on that last word just because it was already technically on the page. That's my justification. Let's see. We can't squish this down a little more. This is the one that's on photo paper, so I may just have to go around the edges later and glue that down with some wet glue. Like I said, I didn't want to use any wet glue right now because I'm going to use paint pens next. And wet glue and paint pens is a bad thing. Yeah, they are just meant, but since she allows for it, I'm going to take full advantage of that. I'm trying to stick for this first time. It's like doing a recipe for the first time. I like to follow it exactly as close as I can to the recipe or the format. And then when I start with the new one on Saturday, then I can, if I so choose, do whatever the heck I want. I can, oh my, this one's really not very stuck down. Here we go. Let's get the whole side over here. So this one's all about following the rules as much as possible. I did make some modifications right off the bat, but, you know, we talked about those last time, so I didn't delve into that again. So, yeah, and then once you've made the recipe, you know, the way that it's supposed to be, or perform the action as it's supposed to be done, then you draw on your experience. You're like, it eats this and this, or I would really like it if it was like this. And then you start making your modifications. So the next one will follow the same basic formula, but, you know, I'll put a few things that I think, oh, I'd like to do that instead of that. Or maybe I want to change the order, or however I'd like to do it. But for the first go round, that was kind of what I was thinking. Hey, Sandra, how are you today? Happy New Year. Hope you had a good time last night, whatever you did. And that you maybe aren't regretting it today. I crafted, so I have no regrets. But I was in the Pink Poodle party last night, and I think they may have a few regrets. They were a little sloshed. Hi, Donna. How are you? I saw you in the Pink Poodles last night. I didn't chat very much, but because I was finished. Huh?
You should stay.
Happy New Year to you. Sandra, you did go to Stacy's? Oh my gosh. I think Janie was possibly, because she had happy face at the end there. I think she was a little sloshed, a little more than maybe other people. Or she was just really, really happy. I love me some Janie. That is a nice lady. Okay. Oh, future's coming up. Is that a bad sign? The future won't stay down. Here's the naked bud again. Nope. It's always the corners that don't want to stay down. Janie's just really, really happy. She did have that squinty eye going on at the end there. And her dog is just cute, cute, cute. Okay. These are the words I didn't think were going to stick down because they're really thick and the paper is shiny. It's shiny. Yep, there it is. It's coming up over here. Oh, yeah, I was still awake for the pie in the face. There's pictures of it, though, on her group. Janie was taking screenshots like a maniac. She's like, "Ooh, I got to get this on film." So there's some pretty good pictures in the Pink Poodle playground of Stacy. Before, during, and after pie in the face, which was quite amusing, I will admit. Look, his muscles are so bulging, they won't stay on the paper. That is an angry guy. And she did a cherry in one, didn't she? Oh, Beam already said it. If you just read a little bit more. All right, let's trim her up a little bit. She's hanging over the edge of the page. Okay. And I have the hiccups. Luckily, it's usually just one or two. I know some people can get the hiccups for days, but I probably just cursed myself to 9 years of hiccups. I like the butterflies, but they are also on shiny paper. And they do not like to stick down. So, there's that part. There's all my pages. 20 pages, 15 minutes. Lots of
And my drugs.
And I'm giving Bima drugs. Okay. Donna, you were surprised you made it till midnight. I love this face. Oh, I missed pie in the face. All right. Where are those paint pens? Oh, I'm just going to borrow the whole thing.
Yeah.
All right. So we got a few paint pens here.
I never used some more. So.
This is, I will admit, this is my least favorite step because I do not like, I killed two glue sticks though. Because I feel very, very self-conscious about doodling on, like that's the step I don't think I ever really do when I do.
Just close your eyes and go for it.
When you're done, you can coat them with the podge. Okay. So, I go with black and white for the most part. I don't think this has been used. I feel guilty. I'm breaking in a pen. Yeah, some people do use wax, and some people use Mod Podge, and some people use Decoupage Medium. But I can't get this pen to work before we start our timer. What? And Harry's over there like, I know there's a camera on. Is it time? Is it time for my close-up? Oh, here we go. There's finally some coming down the nib. Ha ha ha. Finally. Okay, we can start the timer. I'm not going to waste my time. Okay, so in the interest of honesty, I'm probably not even live on my own live right now. Nope, I am. Okay, so We'll get it up here and then we'll start the camera's so far back. There we go. All right, here's me starting the timer. There it is. Oh no, we're off and running. Yes, splashes count as anything that lands on the page during this process absolutely counts. Ooh, now that it's going, it's very, I think I'm only going to use black and white.
The white's not really working.
Oh, okay, then I'll just use black.
Silver?
Oh, that might work. It took me a long time to get this black going.
Here, silver works good.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you for your assistance. Excellent moderator.
Good job, man. To make you look fantastic.
I don't know if there's anybody in the world that can do that, but thank you. Okay. I know, really exciting. Just go around the edges. Yes, that's doodling.
It is doodling.
Probably shouldn't be spending so much time on this. Do one of those scribbly borders around it. How's that? Scribbly border. And I don't know if anybody's saying anything. Because I can't read. All right. Squiggle borders. I like how this worked out because I literally was just reaching over to the side without looking too much, picking the words. We'll just do corners on this one. How's that? Some little corners. Sure, corners. I don't know what I'm doing.
Doodling?
Never had to doodle under pressure before. Okay, that's all I got for that one. So are people working today? Are you guys off because it's a holiday? What's going on with you guys? And Harry still thinks he's going to get let out if he meows at the door, pathetically. He is not. But his new favorite thing, since I'm the automatic door opener for the dog, is to run up when the dog comes to be let out. You know, she comes and she looks at me with her sad eyes, and sometimes she'll talk to me a little bit. And he runs up like he's a dog now. Like, okay, time to go out. There he is. Just like, yeah, you can let me out now. You're chilling on the couch, Donna. Curly T's just chilling at home. Don't think, just doodle. Is that like don't think, just glue? Oops, I'm having a moment. I don't think we'll doodle on the man's butt, although that could be funny. wonder how much time we have left. I cannot see the timer from here.
Donna has to people today.
Oh no, Donna, not peopling. The horror. Oh, your sister's dragging you out. Donna. 2 hours to go. Oh, happy hour starts at 4. Oh my goodness. So we have 9 minutes and 21 seconds to go. He's doing that weird chirpy meow. He weirds me out, man. Okay, now I'm here. I can't think of any other doodly shapes. Oh my goodness. I suppose I could switch to silver and at least mix it up a little bit. Okay. Yep, this one works fantastic. Oh, Harry. You do sound rather pathetic over there.
It's ridiculous.
Well, what about all the times he does that and I like turn around like I'm actually going to let him out of the house like some kind of psycho? Harry has crazy mind control power. And I catch myself and ask, what are you doing? And Bima just sits over there and laughs and shakes her head. Okay, that's as far as we're getting on that one.
Where's your time?
I don't know, less than 9 minutes.
Better put a little boogie in it, babe.
You think so?
Yep, a little bit.
All right. Okay. I do not actually like the silver as much. I think I'm gonna switch back to black. Sure, why not? That is just ugly. I'm gonna switch back to black. Mhm. What is the scribble? Scribble circles. Oh, there's the word. I don't do circles very well, and I never know how big to make them. And I suck at the scribble flowers. All right. Okay, this is an appropriate word for this picture. I like how that worked out. Maybe I should just draw things at random more often. There was a limited word palette, though, I will admit that. I'll just do a little scribble border right here. Scribble spiral. Okay.
That's what a scribble circle is when you circle in a scribble. Spiral.
When you miss it. Oh, yeah, I remember these. Harry, give it up. Just because there's an audience doesn't mean I'm going to help you out.
Get up here.
He's like, I want to go outside, Mama.
You're not going outside with your boy. No. Stand right here with the mommy and Amy.
That's what you think, lady.
No. And flying at you doesn't work.
I can sometimes, but I really, really have to. I have to close my eyes to do it. God only knows what we get.
Portuguese.
We'll try it on this next one. Portuguese, is that what you just said? We'll have to do it in the silver pen, though. This is not going to work. Well, we still have 3.5 minutes. And I'm down to the last one, so maybe I can go back and do a few things. All right, so I'm taking off my glasses. And I'm not looking. All right, there you go, fake. Let's see if we can get a little more on there. I have to kind of position the pen first. All right, I scribbled on it. There we go.
Yay, you scribbled.
Oh my goodness. Oops. Well, I guess we're going with that. We'll just keep doing that all the way along the bottom like we meant to do that. So now we've got lots of time. And I don't know what to do with it. Okay. All right, we have.
You missed one spot.
Where? What did I miss?
Between your hand and the back of the chair.
Right here? Are you happy now? Oh, right here. Okay. Like 2 minutes left. It's a fan. Yes, it's a fan. It's a fan. It's a fan. It's in the other room. And we would be freezing cold if that squeaky ass fan was not on.
No shit.
Yes, Sheila, he's grounded for life. Absolutely. A few of them worked out pretty cool. Yes, a few of them did work out. Okay. I don't really want to do that. Scribbly borders on everything. I'm just going to make that all the way along the edge there. I thought I like it that way. I'm working on it. I'm slow. Okay. I have paint pens. Now we can look at them and decide if there's anything left. The sixth and final optional step is free play. So if I am happy or we are happy with them, then I swear it was random. You saw the pile of words and the pile of pictures. I picked them up as I went. I only threw a few aside because I already had something similar. And I did group these together when I made the pile just because I knew I wanted them on the same piece because it was a small image. So, yeah, and that's why it's on. Even though it squeaks, people keep turning it off, and then we'll be in here like, why is it so cold? I'm going to have to go around the edge of that with real glue. Yeah, like this one, I think that, some of them it was like, wow. And some of them was like, why are those things together?
I like the dead muse.
Well, it was a murdered dead muse because he got a hole in his skull. I think that's from an archaeology magazine. But you know me, it's got bones in it. I'm all in. That'll be a fun image for a journal. Maybe I'll cut some of these down because I don't like all that room at the top, but I don't know what to do with it. I like the image and the word, but I don't necessarily like the page on this one. I don't really like that one either. Kind of boring. This one needs something over here to cover up this. That word and those images do not go together. I like that one, though. That one actually turned out, except I don't really know if I like that doodling. That one's going to need a tiny bit of glue.
You put boobies on the top.
Boobies? Where? Oh, yeah. I may need to cover that up with something else. Are you mocking my doodling?
Nah.
I wish those were a different color besides green. Otherwise, I like that page. Green words don't really go with the rest of it. I think I might put a border on that one. So, for all intents and purposes, except for probably putting a border on this one. But if I come back and I do anything on them, I will show them on Saturday. Because in this moment, I can't really think of anything that I want to do to them. But I know that some of the pages need something, and some of them I just don't like at all. But there it is. We did journaling by 5's. And how long have we been online? 65 minutes ago. Okay. Can you color the green with marker or something? The green. On which one?
The one where you don't like the green letters.
Oh,
Grapefruit.
maybe. I don't know if I have that fine of ability to paint it. I think I might screw up the letters. Then start again. The last step can always be gesso. Well, there is that. Okay, so you have seen all my papers for today. We have been on for nearly an hour. If I add anything, if I go back and I add anything, because some of them are, it's just not very much on the page. But that's where, like I said, I may cut some of them down a little bit. So we'll have some off-size pages. Not a bad thing to put different size things in an art journal. But next week, or this upcoming Saturday, I'm going to do it again. Or line paper for writing. And I'm going to start on the back side. So I'll have to be slightly more careful with my paint, especially on the ones I really like. But yeah, we're going to start on the back side of this, and that will actually be a whole complete journal. So parts 1 through 3 on Saturday upcoming, which is I can do this.
It's the 4th.
The 4th. Oh, what time is your sale?
Mm-hmm.
He was like, I don't know.
I don't know. What do I look like? An intelligent person?
Occasionally, I think so.
No.
You haven't done this stuff since grade school. I love old school collage, but sometimes things wind up together and like, oh my, a bit more stencil work. Yeah, I think I may go back and do that. I need to give it some time to sit and think about, because sometimes you let it sit, let it percolate in your mind, and you wind up with like, oh, that's exactly what that needs. But I will show on Saturday. I'm figuring out what time I'm going to be on Saturday because Bima has a sale, and I don't want to try and be live in the middle of her sale because that's kind of jackassy.
10:30 in the morning?
Really?
Yeah.
Alrighty, 10:30. And what do you figure? How long do you think you'll be on?
Probably like.
Do you think if I shoot for 4 o'clock?
Oh, yeah, you're good.
Okay, so I'll be on at 4 o'clock my time, which is 5, 6, 7 o'clock on the East Coast, to accommodate for Bima's sale. And I don't think I'm bumping into anybody because not many people go live on Saturday night. Just me.
Just us.
Okay, so Saturday upcoming on the 4th, I will be live at 4 p.m. Pacific and 7 p.m. Eastern, and then the following Wednesday at 11 a.m. And the following Wednesday is the 8th. And I will be sure to actually put in events if you want to get reminders. I will go in at some point today and put those in so that you can stop by my channel and click on the reminder thingy if you would like to. Same thing again. I'm going to change up a few elements. I haven't 100% decided, but I may change around steps 2 and 3 and do 3 first and then 2. And then I'm probably going to use some additional things besides just paper this time. I kept it to just paper and napkins for step 2, which is collage and recycled items for texture. So I'm going to throw in a few new things and lessen the amount of paper and napkins that I have in my little baggie. So it'll be the same, but different. Hiss, curly, hiss. I hope you guys have an awesome first week of the new year. Do amazing things. Have amazing fun. And I will see you all on Saturday if I don't see you somewhere in the meantime. Bye. Oh, and don't forget about Bima's sale. Bima will be 10:30 in the morning on Saturday the 4th. Bye-bye, ladies. Do you want to say goodbye to the ladies?
Bye, ladies.
The end.